Hello everyone, today's we are talking about how to immigrate to Canada as a transport worker and express entry. Are you a transport worker dreaming of a new life in Canada? Well, you're in luck. In this guide, we will walk you through the process of immigrating to Canada as a transport worker through the express entry system. Canada has recently made history with its very first draw specifically targeting transport occupations. Whether you're a truck driver, pilot, or maritime professional, this could be your ticket to a fresh start in the Great White North. So, let's get started on your journey towards a new and exciting chapter in Canada. This past week, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, conducted its first ever express entry category-based draw for transport occupations. This comes as Canada takes another step towards addressing areas of the national labour market with some of this country's most notable employment gaps and shortages. Why transport occupations were chosen as an express entry category. The 6 categories chosen for express entry category-based selection are made up of occupations chosen based on the employment industries where there are significant shortages in the Canadian labour market. Part of this decision process also involved IRCC consultations with government partners, provincial and territorial governments and other national stakeholders. Throughout these consultations, trades, transport and equipment operations and related occupations were viewed as the sector experiencing the greatest needs by around 16% of respondents. Occupations eligible for category-based selection in the transport category. 1. Aircraft assemblers and aircraft assembly inspectors. 2. Transport truck drivers. 3. Railway traffic controllers and marine traffic regulators. 4. Engineer officers, water transport. 5. Deck officers, water transport. 6. Air traffic controllers and related occupations. 7. Air pilots, flight engineers and flying instructors. 8. Aircraft mechanics and aircraft inspectors. 9. Railway carmen/women. 10. Managers in transportation. Options to immigrate to Canada as a transport worker. Beyond express entry category-based selection, the following will outline several other ways that transport workers can explore immigration to Canada. Standard express entry draw. While category-based draws are a specific way for those with work experience in transport occupations to come to Canada, these individuals are also eligible for immigration to this country via standard express entry draws. These draws, which prioritize a candidate's comprehensive ranking system, CRS, score rather than their specific employment experience, consider immigration applications from 3 economic immigration programs: the Federal Skilled Worker Program, FSWP, the Canadian Experience Class, CEC, and the Federal Skilled Trades Program, FSTP. To apply for Canadian immigration via express entry, a potential candidate must self-evaluate if they are eligible for one of the 3 programs indicated above. At this time, eligible candidates can upload a profile onto the IRCC website and wait for a decision. So-called standard express entry draws use a points-based system to rank candidate profiles against one another. Your profile will be assigned a score and ranked alongside all other candidates in the pool. Candidates with a CRS score above the draw cutoff will receive an invitation to apply, ETA, during a standard express entry draw, which will allow ETA recipients to apply for permanent residence in Canada. Note: ETA recipients will have 60 days from the date they receive their invitation to submit a finalized application to IRCC. Provincial Nominee Program, PNP, and more. Provincial Nominee Programs, PNPs, are operated by the local governments in 11 of Canada's 13 total provinces and territories, excluding Quebec and Nunavut. Other ways that transport workers can immigrate to Canada include the Atlantic Immigration Program, IPE, and the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot, RNIP. More on the IPE and RNIP to follow. The above programs allow any province or territory that operates these initiatives to select skilled workers that the local government feels would best help address local job market gaps. These individuals will then receive an invitation to immigrate to that province/territory from the local government. Accordingly, in the case of transport occupations, immigration candidates who apply to a program operated in a region with a particularly large labor gap in the transport occupations industry would put themselves in a good position to be selected for immigration to Canada. Other federal and provincial options. The IPE is a program that encourages immigration to the 4 provinces that make up Atlantic Canada: Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, or Prince Edward Island. In short, the IPE helps local employers find foreign talent that they can hire to help fill their labor market gaps and simultaneously helps newcomers to the region with their transition to life in this country by giving them a formulated settlement plan for when they arrive in Canada. The RNIP is a community-driven immigration initiative that currently has 11 participating communities across Canada. Through this immigration program, participating communities take the lead in attracting new immigrants and matching them with local job vacancies, promoting a welcoming community, and connecting newcomers to established members of the community and local settlement services. Quebec. In addition to the above programs, Quebec also has several popular immigration pathways that transport workers can explore to immigrate to Canada's only majority French-speaking region. These include Quebec's regular Skilled Workers Program, QSWP, and the Quebec Experience Program, PEQ. Briefly, the QSWP is a program that invites immigration candidates interested in settling across this province to submit an expression of interest, EOI, form through an online portal. Like the Canadian federal government's FSWP, the Ministère de l'Immigration, de la Francisation et de l'Intégration, MIFI, regularly selects people from the QSWP's candidate pool and invites them to apply for permanent residence in Quebec. Meanwhile, the PEQ is a program that provides a fast-track way for foreign graduates of a post-secondary institution in Quebec, and individuals with work experience in Quebec to obtain a Quebec selection certificate. This selection certificate is mandatory for permanent residence in this province. Express Entry, Canada has first ever draw for transport occupations. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, has held its second Express Entry draw this week. On September 20, IRCC invited 1,000 candidates in transport occupations to apply for permanent residence. The minimum comprehensive ranking system score required to receive an invitation to apply was 435. On September 19, IRCC also issued 3,200 invitations to candidates in an all-program draw. The minimum CRS score was 531. First ever Express Entry draw. For transport occupations. The transportation sector is crucial to our economy, and if we want to keep things moving, we need to invest in the people that move travelers and transport our goods, says Minister of Transport Pablo Rodriguez. With this new initiative, we are helping address a critical skills shortage while also attracting new, talented people to communities across Canada. Truck drivers, pilots, aviation mechanical engineers and seafarers play a critical role in our economy and Canadians' lives. Filling vacancies in these professions will boost economic growth and create stronger and more resilient supply chains. There were more Express Entry draws this summer than in previous years due to the introduction of category-based selection rounds of invitations. However, until this week a draw has not taken place since August 15 in which 4,300 candidates received its in an all-program draw. IRCC has not provided an explanation for the pause in draws. Summary of Express Entry draw. Results since June 2023. What is Express Entry? Express Entry is an application management system for 3 of Canada's most prominent economic immigration pathways, the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Federal Skilled Trades Program and the Canadian Experience Class. Each Express Entry program has different eligibility criteria, but they all use the comprehensive ranking system to evaluate candidates and rank them alongside each other. It does this by assigning scores for individual human capital factors such as language ability, age, work experience, occupation, and education. Those with the highest CRS scores are the most likely to receive invitations to apply for status as a permanent resident in Canada. Express entry candidates who have received a provincial nomination are even more likely to receive an ETA. This is because express entry candidates who are also in the Provincial Nominee Program, PNP, automatically receive an additional 600 CRS points. This is advantageous because most express entry draws have a CRS score that ranges from 350 to 550, depending on the program or category. Category-based selection. On May 31, IRCC introduced 6 new categories that may be eligible for category-based selection express entry draws. One is for express entry candidates who have strong French-speaking ability, and the other 5 are for candidates who have work experience in one of the following sectors: A. Healthcare, B. STEM professions, C. Trades, D. Transport, and E. Agriculture and agri-food. On June 28, IRC issued the first category-based selection invitations to candidates who had experience in a healthcare profession. Since then, there have been draws for those in STEM professions, trades, and candidates with proficiency in French. Eligible candidates for an IT through category-based selection must still be in an express entry program, and it is advantageous to get as high a CRS score as possible, as IRCC will still be ranking candidates against each other. IRCC has said that the new categories will help Canada fill urgent job vacancies in in-demand sectors of Canada's workforce and help strengthen the economy. The categories were chosen following discussions with provincial governments, business associations, and other IRCC partners and stakeholders. That wraps up our guide on how to immigrate to Canada as a transport worker through express entry, and the groundbreaking news about Canada's first ever draw for transport occupations. We hope this information has been valuable in helping you navigate the immigration process. Remember, Canada is a land of opportunities, and your skills and expertise as a transport worker can be a valuable asset to this diverse and welcoming country. If you have any more questions or need further assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to immigration authorities or consult with an immigration expert. We wish you the best of luck on your journey to Canada.
That is over today in video. Thanks for watching entire video. Hopefully information useful to you. See you later in next video.